So I was sitting in my closet like I am now, trying to come out, but I really couldn't do it. So anyway, I decided to make another YouTube video. Turns out when you're gay, you really have a hard time coming out of the closet, and you just kind of want to make YouTube videos all the time. Anyway, moving on. So when I was in my hysterical depression and wanting to kill myself because people wouldn't accept me for being who I am, I decided that I would talk about probably one of my favorite games of all time. And that game is Dark Cloud 2. Now, Dark Cloud 2 came out 14 years ago for the PS2, and it just got re-released a couple years back for the PS4, and oh boy, is it still an amazing game in my mind, and probably one of my favorite games of all time, as I just said. Anyway, so this is an RPG game. I think most people would call it a JRPG game. It's also a dungeon crawler. It's also a golf simulator, also a fishing simulator, also a sim simulator, also you can take pictures of random shit. So this game is kind of everything. Yeah. I mean, except it's not Minecraft because you can't craft weapons. But wait! You can make weapons by evolving weapons from different weapons. It kind of is Minecraft, but better. Anyway, I don't know about that. I feel like Minecraft can't even really be compared because it's so different. Anyway, so let's get back to the Dark Cloud 2 and quit talking about fucking Minecraft. So this game follows a little boy named Max and his search for his mother. That's the whole plot of the game. Don't need to worry about anything else in the entire game. Fuck the rest of the plot because it's not important. That's not true. Actually, the rest of the plot is more important than that one tiny subplot. But his mom does come in at some point. His mom is well, is she alive? Well, no, she's not technically alive at the time of the main plot. But she's alive and she's not in the same time as Max. She's from the future. But anyway, it's complicated. You find that out as you play the game. So anyway, so you follow Max, and he's trying to escape from this guy named Flotsam, who wants the little necklace he has around his neck. Now, the reason he wants this necklace is because his big boss, Griffin, wants the necklace so he can travel into the future and wreck everything. So, that might have revealed it to you, but this necklace can make people travel into the future, and his dad, Max's dad gave him the amulet and said, "Here, son, carry this around. I'm not going to tell you what it does, but carry it." So, anyway, so Max has basically been put into this scenario where he has to fucking run away from clowns because of his dumb dad. You know, his dad could have just shoved the fucking necklace in a box and hid it somewhere, but no, he decides, I'm going to put it on my son and hope that he doesn't die. Anyway, so the full first chapter, which is really what I'm going to mainly be talking about for this review, and only going to be showing the first chapter for this review, maybe a little bit of the second chapter if I have any gameplay of that. But the first chapter is all about Max doing his best and eventually escaping from the underground water channel and eventually killing, well, I don't want to spoil too much, eventually defeating Flotsam and his super awesome cool tall robot thing. Anyway, yeah, he might come back later, we don't know. I do know he does come back, but fuck it. Anyway, so this game has a lot to do. Now, primarily, it is a dungeon crawler. This kind of makes people feel like that it's repetitive, and I get that because you're going to be spending a lot of time just grinding through dungeons and grinding to get different crystals and different parts for building things, because, boy, that's Sim Simulator. Boy, is that fun. Anyway, so, as I was saying, you get to kill shit. There's lots of monsters in here, too. You get things in the first chapter like clowns, Pennywise. You get things like rats, frogs, weird witch-looking things, Jesus Christ, big robots. Those are always fun to fight, anyway. I mean, you also get little things, you know, like balloons, because this whole thing is kind of like a sewer/circus theme going on. It's weird. Anyway, so you have to do your best to kill shit, and you have to build up your weapons. Building up your weapons is very important in this game. I would say it's probably the most important thing you have to do, because, as I said earlier, you're going to be spending a lot of time in these dungeons, and oh boy, if your weapons are not strong, it's not exactly fun. Starting out in this game and in the first Dark Cloud can be very, 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 very difficult. I cannot stress that enough. If you do not understand the controls, if you don't know what you're doing, boy, is it a bitch to get started. The first game was definitely a lot worse than the second game, but whew, it was not fun. It was never fun trying to start off as a kid trying to play this game because I was bad at it. I always watched my dad do it, but I can never replicate what he did. But anyway, so you need to build up your weapons, and to build up your weapons, you need to collect these things called ABS, or ABS points, as I'm going to be calling them. How do you collect those? Well, you kill monsters. Monsters drop them along with gold and other little items sometimes. But these ABS points can be used to build up your weapon, and each time you build up your weapon, I think it goes up like either in like 1 or 2 attack total. That's it. All it does is just go up and attack. But each time you level up, you get synthesis point. Synth assist. Fuck it. Whatever the word is on screen right now. Fuck. Jesus. Anyway, I can't pronounce that word for some reason. So you use those points to take these crystals over here, and you spectrumize them. And then when you spectrumize them, you put them onto your weapon, and then boom, it builds up one certain category. For example, if I drop a cyclone crystal into my wrench, then my cyclone category goes up. Actually, I should say wind crystal into my wrench, then the cyclone status goes up. And once you have certain statuses built up a little bit, you can take your weapon and build it up to a new weapon. Now, from the very start, you have the battle wrench, and you can take that either to the true battle wrench or into the drill wrench. Now, it's up to you which one you want to do, but I think the true battle wrench is the easier one of the two, and then you go to the drill wrench. So basically what happens is you can either go straight to the drill wrench, or you can go to the true battle wrench, then to the drill wrench. It really doesn't matter which one you choose, because it's all the same way. It's kind of asking you if you want to work a little bit harder, or do you really care about that new design that you're going to get for a cool fucking wrench. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, so you're sitting here, you're building up your weapons, and then you're fighting for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, you realize you beat the first chapter. Wow, I guess now you're just somewhere new. So anyway, you meet this cool girl named Monica. She's pretty sweet. I think I talked about her in the beginning anyway. So Monica's a little bit different than Max. While Max totes around a super cool gun and a super cool wrench or hammer, Monica totes around a sword and a magical wristband that can shoot flames or anything else that you really want it to, but it's so pretty. Anyway, so now there's the gay part of me coming out. Anyway, so as you're swinging around your sword and stuff as Monica, you had to build that up too. So now you have 2 characters to worry about. Oh wait, did I say 2 characters? I meant like 2.5, maybe like 3.5. Maybe, because Max has this cool thing called a Ripod. Ripod is a gigantic robot thing that Cedric made along with you, Max, and it kills shit really fast. It's really cool. It's a big robot. It gets to beat shit up. It's really fun. You can make it into a climb, you make it fly, you can make it shoot guns. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. The Second Amendment's cool. Anyway, Monica has the ability to transform into monsters using, I think, what are they called? Monster metals or something like that. And she can be, I think, almost any monster in the game. You can kind of turn into one. And then when you do this, it allows you to talk to other monsters of the same type. So let's say, for example, there's a monster in the game that looks like I want to say a dandelion, but it's a big dandelion. It's a big flower thing. If Monica turns into that, she can talk to those dandelion monsters, and I think the other flowers too. But she can just talk to them for whatever reason, you know. And it kind of gives you that feeling that these monsters aren't just out to get Max and Monica, but that they also have some sort of life inside these dungeons, and it's pretty cool. And you kind of learn a little things. But let's move on from the monsters in the dungeons, and let's talk about that sim simulator. So as you go through the world of Dark Cloud 2, you find out that everything's been wrecked. Yeah, that's fun. So now it's your job to rebuild everything because plot devices. Anyway, so you're going to go to various different places and rebuild things. Now, when you're rebuilding things, you have to collect these little things called, what are they called? Geostones, I think is what they're called. I probably didn't get that right. But when you get those, you use those to get new buildings, new houses, trees, rocks, whatever, you know. And you put people in those houses, and people are happy or not happy. You have to make the whole towns. And doing the whole town correctly, it gives you a little status bar, by the way. I don't think I have any gameplay of me actually rebuilding the town yet. But rebuilding the town, showing other things off, it's pretty nice. Because this is a type of game where if you have somebody else who knows it, you got to show off your town. Here's how I did my town into 100%. Cool. Here's how I did mine. But nobody has this game because for some reason it wasn't that popular. And still isn't. Anyway, I mean, I still think it's better than Rogue Galaxy in my opinion. But anyway, moving on. So you get to rebuild these houses, you rebuild these towns, you rebuild civilizations, get people to move out of Palm Springs into these new towns, new places, new fun. And then you also get to go fishing. Now, fishing was in the first Dark Cloud, but I never really... Well, I don't know. I think fishing was probably better in the first Dark Cloud, although I think fishing was more required in the first one than it is in the second one. You don't really have to do fishing in the second one, but there is a tournament that is in the second one, and you get to see who has the best fish, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You have to do it in the second chapter to free some fucking dwarves, because plot. Anyway. So fishing is really fun. You cast your line in there, you push some buttons, and boom, comes out a fish, and it's really fun and stuff. Also, there's a big fish that's also probably gay like me. Anyway, moving on. You gotta love Japanese fucking culture. Anyway, because this game is Japanese, you know, Sony, Japan, duh. Anyway. Moving on from the fishing, we can now talk about golf. You don't get the golfing stuff until chapter 3, and I don't have any gameplay footage of it because I was too fucking lazy to go get it. So basically, you have this golf club. I think your first golf club you get is actually a fucking stick, and then your job is to get this golf club into this hole. And it's just like golf, but there's a catch. It's not actually a hole, it's like a big fucking portal thing, and the portal can either be red or blue. Now you also only have a certain number of hits to get it in, but the thing is, every time the ball bounces off a wall or the ground, the ball changes color from either red or blue. Now in order to get the ball into, let's say, a blue portal, the ball has to be red. You cannot have a blue ball falling into a blue portal. You can't have your busted blue balls falling into blue portals. You need to have your busted blue balls fall into a red portal. Get your red wings, kids. Anyway. So you kind of have to do things like that. Yeah, it's grindy. It takes a while. But golfing gives you cool things. I don't exactly remember why. Probably money or some shit like that. But, oh, yeah, you can buy stuff. There's lots of things you can buy, like paints, weapons, other random shits, potions, foods, whatever you want. Because this is an RPG, goddammit. There's so many things to talk about. But you know what, guys? I think that was a pretty good review. Probably my best solid take on it yet. If you guys want to try out this game, I recommend you go download the PCS X2 emulator. Or if you have a PS4, just download it on the fucking store. Or if you have an old PS2, good luck finding this game. It's probably expensive as fuck. Anyway. So thank you all so much for watching this review of Dark Cloud 2. If you guys like game reviews from me, then tell me in the comment section below, or don't, because nobody literally ever puts anything in the comment section, no matter how many times I fucking ask you people to. Anyway, moving on. I love you guys. I'm fucking gay. I'm coming out of the closet right now. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gay.